1 week from now, you'll never be able to take photos in this room again. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Anyextee here, coming to you today from the Cairo Egyptian Museum. And I'm going to take you inside the exhibit that's dedicated to the Treasures of Tanis. 1 week from now, you'll never be able to take photos in this room again. Let's go. So we are now inside the old Cairo Egyptian Museum here in Egypt, and I'm on my way to go check out a relatively new installation that is the Treasures of Tanis exhibit, which is comprised of two galleries. One of the two is already closed or temporarily shut down. This is the other Tanis exhibit. You can see the gallery is already closed down, completely locked. This is an overview, a reconstruction of the royal tombs at Tanis, from where these remarkable treasures that we're about to see were taken from. So let us now enter the gallery where they keep the royal treasures of Tanis. Today is the 22nd of October 2022. And you'll notice as we enter here, there is signage posted to the left that is notifying us that we only have until the end of October to take photography. So after this, photography and video will be strictly forbidden. This is our last chance to capture video for you inside this gallery of the royal treasures of Tanis. After today, video and photography is not allowed. And after this, the only way you'll be able to see this stuff is actually by coming here in person to Egypt to see it firsthand, which you can do as part of my Adept Expeditions tours that you can be part of. You can learn more about that at adeptexpeditions.com. Here we have a remarkable bracelet attributed to Shawshank I. You can see the Wadjet eye with a remarkable checkered basket beneath it. Over here, this is a pictorial with the name of Shawshank I inscribed on the inside. However, it was found inside the tomb of Shawshank II. But we know it's Shawshank I because the stylized glyphs here say Hej Kefarah, which is one of Shawshank's names. This over here is a collection of Shabti dolls. These were to help the king in the afterlife. There would have been one for every day of the year, as well as an overseer. Moving along, this is the falcon-headed coffin, inner coffin of Shawshank II. And a few too many people in here for my taste today. These are very interesting. These are golden caps or tips for fingers. We also have some here for toes. Another remarkable pictorial here. And let's just move around the crowd. A little busy here today in the museum. We have some more interesting pieces here. This is really cool because it's not too often we actually see these, with the exception of in relief on the walls. When you go into many of the temples, you see the different Hess vases and jars that he used. Again, use of gold. These gorgeous golden artifacts could really give the treasures found in King Tut's tomb a run for their money. But unfortunately, World War II was instrumental in casting shade on this discovery. Wow, look at this over here, a tuning fork. This would have been attached to a wooden staff covered in gold, as you can see, or found at the bottom of a wasp scepter, which the Egyptologists tell us is a royal emblem of power and dominion, but they don't explain that power, and its implications are insufficient. What power? The Egyptologists often describe this as a ritual object, or sometimes, as in this case, perhaps used for utilitarian purposes, such as pinning a serpent, as we see depicted in some imagery, but I'm not so sure that it was not multifunctional, and I suspect it may have been a tool misunderstood. And if we can ascertain its true meaning and functionality, perhaps a key to unlocking a new pathway to ancient technology may be rediscovered. From a symbolist perspective, the Wa scepter is a Setian symbol which fixes spirit into matter. Dominion over this creative force or cosmological power makes sense when we consider how ancient cultures all around the world understood the spiritual powers of minerals and metals and spiritual energies that flourish beneath the earth. So perhaps we are missing gaps in our knowledge when it comes to the ancient Egyptians' understanding of vibrational science. Tuning forks would have been a reliable source of standardized vibrations. Essentially, a tuning fork has to have two tines or arms, identical in dimension, particularly in length, but also in mass. And when you strike a tuning fork, the energy is conveyed from the arm that you strike to the bottom and to the other arm on the other side. This means that the arms are vibrating against each other. They don't touch, but the waves that they produce between them actually cancel themselves out, and you can hear this when you strike a tuning fork. The actual tone produced by a tuning fork depends primarily on the length of the arm or tine, but also on the mass. Sound vibration can be conveyed through the bottom of the fork as well. The wooden staff that this would have been attached to could have acted as a resonator. This artifact from a more ancient time is evidence of another approach or pathway to technology of the ancients, and perhaps a lost technology contingent on the science of acoustics. Are we looking at the product of a lost technology misunderstood? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's move along. Then over here, once again, we have some gold bracelets, and just next to them we have some amulets. Egyptologists refer to these as ritual objects, often in the shape of a jet pillar, but these could also potentially be pendulums, once again relating to an ineffable vibrational science, or actually what's known in the esoteric tradition as radiesthesia. Here we have two amazing looking pictorials. I can't help but think about the handbags, or the so-called man bags that we see in many ancient traditions across the globe. And over here we have these golden finger and toe tips, these caps that would have been adorned by the king. Could this represent another missing gap in our knowledge, perhaps with respect to a vibrational science, perhaps something to do with the precious metal itself, the energies that are inherent within, which aligns with the ancients' view, their ontology, when it comes to their concepts of animism and how everything is living infused with spirit. We don't look at things that way today. But 1,000 years from now, if I were to show you a microchip, if you don't know how it functions, how can you possibly understand its purpose? So is there something that we're missing? Why were the ancient Egyptians wearing gold fingertips and toe tips? Could there be something more that we just don't see because of a potential gap in our knowledge? So perhaps what we're looking at here is a spiritual, esoteric technology, an ineffable, immaterial technology that can best be comprehended by going within and actually making changes within ourselves in order to bring our level of consciousness closer to an ontology that would actually match the ancient point of view. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this walk through the Royal Tombs of Tanis Gallery to take a look at these beautiful golden treasures. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. And if you're new here and haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing. And once again, if you'd like to join me for an esoteric tour of Egypt, you can learn more at adeptexpeditions.com. This is Anyextee. Until next time.